peach cobbler with a graham cracker pecan crust, fresh peaches, and a crunchy topping. Pass me a fork. We start out with 5 medium peaches that we're going to peel and then slice. To that, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla, 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, 1 tablespoon of tapioca starch for thickening, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. With those ingredients, we're going to mix them together and coat the peaches, and then after they're nicely coated, we're going to set them aside and let the sugar and the peaches meld together. Then we're going to take 3/4 cups of pecans. We're going to divide those and grind them, and then we're going to divide them in a 1/2 cup and 1/4 cup and set them off to the side. Then we're going to grab 1 cup of graham cracker crumbs, 1/2 cup of the ground pecans, 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, 5 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter. And when you want to mix that all up together with our spatula or spoon until it's a nice consistency and everything's all the same color, and then we're going to put it into our pan. I'm using a tart pan for this recipe, but you can use a pie pan if you wish. And then if you're using a tart pan, I just grab a measuring cup and I use it to push the sides down and the bottom down, the sides up. And I also use my thumb to put pressure on the edges to help compress the crust. And then when I finish it off, I give it like a sanding. And if I want to cut the top off like I'm doing here, I just grab my knife. Once I'm all done, I put it in the oven and let it bake for 8 minutes at 350 degrees. While they're baking, I'm going to take a 1/2 cup of pecans and I'm going to cut them in quarters and set them off to the side. I'm going to grab my crust that's been in the oven and take it out. If you use a tart pan, you can see how I carry it with another cookie sheet. Now we're moving on to our topping. We're going to use 1/3 cup of graham cracker crumbs, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 1/3 cup of old-fashioned rolled oats, 1/2 cup of the halved pecans, and 1/4 cup of the pecans that were left over from the grind. And then 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then we're going to mix that all and add 1/2 cup of room temperature unsalted butter to the mixture and start dividing that up. You might need your pastry knife and just combine it just like you're making a pie dough. Once that looks good, you want to set that aside and grab your peaches that's been sitting off to the side and fill up your crust. And you can just lay them in there. I'm going to save a little bit of the peaches for a decorative purpose. So add a few more peaches to the mixture, flatten it all out, and then you're going to grab the rest of them and put them around a circular pattern until it looks real nice. Use them all up. Should be overly full at this point. If you have any juices left over, pour them in there. That will help thicken the mixture while that's baking. Then we're going to take our topping and start placing it in the center of the cobbler until it's nice and full. You want to be able to see your peaches, so when it comes out of the oven, it'll have a nice ring of peaches around the edges of it. Then I top it off with some pecans. Put it on my sheet again and place it back into the oven. We're going to cook it at 350 degrees for 30 minutes, check on it, and then put it in there for another 15 minutes. We check on it, make sure it's not flowing over. Take it out, let it cool off, and there you have it. Peach cobbler with a pecan crusted and topped with a pecan crumble. So good with vanilla ice cream. If you like it, subscribe to my channel, give it a try, give it a like. Appreciate you watching my video. Enjoy.